Hi folks, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me today. It is Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. You know, I was reading that they say as a whole, California needs to burn 4 to 11 million acres every year just to keep the forest in check because there's so much growth every year. 5 years ago, maybe 4.5 years ago, Gavin Newsom said he had all his fanfare with his press conference where he pledged to burn 1 million acres every year. It's not enough, but it's a start. It'll be great, he said. They're only burning about 36,000 acres a year, when evidently they know they need to burn between 4 and 11 million acres a year. And you are wondering, and other people are wondering, why there is so much fuel. It's because they're not doing their work. Here in the latest reports from Watch Duty is the Scott Fire that recently started burning. It's currently at 2 acres, and they're saying that the problem is that there's so much heavy vegetation in this location. So we got the Scott Fire, we got the Stone Fire, and the Highland Fire. But the Scott Fire is real heavy in vegetation. The Stone Fire currently is at 1.5 acres. Radio traffic indicates that there is 4 engines, and they are continuing their response to this fire, and that the remaining resources are being canceled. The tankers have made 2 drops and are now being placed on hold. Then we got the Highland Fire. Mop up. Alright, we got the Creek Fire. That one is 90% contained, and it only covered 3 acres. And then what do we got here? Do they have a name for this one? Eaton Fire. Okay. 14,117 acres. And that is about 35% contained. And they don't see any growth going on there for at least now. The Palisades Fire is at 23,713 acres. That is only at 17% contained. It's probably running out of fuel in certain directions. The Los Angeles County District Attorney did charge 10 people that I found so far with felonies in connection with 4 crimes, including looting and arson that was committed during the Palisade and Eaton wildfires. District Attorney Nathan Hochman yesterday announced that 9 people have been charged in connection to residential burglaries in Altameda and Pacific Palisades. And 1 man was charged with arson for allegedly starting a fire in Azusa, about 100 yards from the base of San Gabriel Mountains. A 22-year-old man and a 20-year-old man were charged with first-degree residential burglary and looting during an emergency or evacuation. The men are accused of stealing more than $200,000 of property from a Mandeville Canyon home between the late hours of January 8th and the early morning hours of January 9th. Officials believe the 22-year-old committed the burglary while on state prison parole. The 20-year-old man was on a felony probation and has been charged with 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a felon. While police were investigating the burglary around 2:20 p.m. on January 9th, a 27-year-old allegedly tried to evade police and crashed in the intersection of Figueroa and 5th Streets, hitting a car and leaving the driver with a concussion before he ran from the scene, according to the district attorney's office. He was detained and charged with a felony hit and run and could face life in prison if convicted. Around 1:30 p.m. on January 10th, a 39-year-old man allegedly tried to light a large fallen tree on fire at Pioneer Park in Azusa. Jose Gerardo Escobar, previously described as a transit with a last known address of Azura, was charged with felony arson during the state of an emergency, and attempted arson, and could face 9 years in state prison if convicted. While the fire wasn't connected to the Eaton or Palisades fire, the fire was about 100 yards away from the base of the San Gabriel Mountains. I believe he was here in the country illegally. On Sunday, police arrested Ruben Montes, 29 years old, on suspicion of arson. He was accused of setting a small brush fire in the area of River Grade Road and the 605 freeway in Irwindale. It wasn't immediately known if he's been charged by the DA's office. This is what happens when you have a sanctuary state. Police are also investigating a case in which multiple people impersonated firefighters and allegedly conspired to commit looting or burglary in the area of the Palisades fire. Officials expect more arrests and charges as investigations continue into the illegal activity amid the wildfires and as residents return to the homes and report additional burglaries. Curfews remain in place for areas under mandatory evacuation orders in the Palisades and Eaton fires. Anyone in the area between the hours of 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., that's the curfew hours. Federal officials are also investigating illegal drone activity in restricted zones that get in the way of firefighting aircraft. The Federal Bureau of Investigation in Los Angeles has dealt with about 20 to 30 drone incursions in restricted zones. Every day, that's every day, 20 to 30 drone incursions. And the Sheriff's Department said it had made 3 arrests so far related to 2 illegal drone incidents. FEMA evidently is opening 2 disaster recovery centers in Los Angeles today, Tuesday, January 14th. The centers are being created to assist those who lost their homes or personal property or who have emergency needs caused by the wildfire disasters. Previously, the agency had established a presence at the Los Angeles County Libraries to assist those affected by the fires with obtaining assistance by helping them fill out forms and to be aware of the resources available to them. Fire victims have reported stress and confusion as they navigate, all that paperwork and the process, with some being denied assistance entirely, mistakenly, they say. Well, FEMA does require that you file for your homeowner's insurance first before applying for FEMA. And any assistance FEMA does give you, you have to pay back at a later date. The centers will be located at UCLA Research Park West at 10850 Pico Boulevard and at Pasadena City College Community Education Center at 3035 East Foothill Boulevard. They will be open at 1 p.m. today, Tuesday, and open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily thereafter. Now, they say that the financial assistance provided by FEMA can be used for home repairs and lost personal property, as well as other things not covered by insurance, like child care, transportation, medical needs, funeral or dental expenses related to the wildfires. Now, they are saying right now there has been 24 deaths. Of these, 8 deaths are attributed to the Palisades fire, while 16 resulted from the Eaton fire. They're also saying, which was posted, at least 3 suits representing more than a dozen victims was filed Monday in the Los Angeles Superior Court against Southern California Edison, blaming the utility for igniting the Eaton fire, which reduced the area to rubble and caused 16 deaths. Attorneys were poised Monday to file more suits in the catastrophic Pacific Palisades fire. The legal complaint in the Eaton fire alleged that the 14,117-acre blaze was caused by sparks from Eaton high-voltage power lines that were not de-energized, despite the threat of fire. 2 of the suits say that the residents near the area where the fire was first reported noticed power flicker minutes before the blaze began. The power lines arced, sending a shower of sparks. to the dry brush below the transmission tower, said one lawsuit representing multiple victims, led by Lincoln Anthony Wallen. And then there's talk about smart meters, so I don't know if they're going to investigate those claims, so we'll just have to wait and see. So what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support. You guys are a blessing. Thank you for sharing my videos. Always be prepared for a disaster. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.